Hi, my name is John McAllister, and welcome to the Setting Trick podcast. I think this is my favorite interview that I have done for the show. I am excited to share my conversation with 8-year-old Andrew Chen and his father, Steve. In May of 2020, Andrew broke the record for the youngest ever Life Master in the history of the American Contract Bridge League. He got over 500 master points, and he beat the previous record holder's mark by more than 1 year. Andrew is so sweet. It's such a riot to have someone this young who understands the game at the level that he does to be a life master, who's really been embraced by his community. Steve, his dad, said that they used to play bridge, that the family only plays bridge 2 nights a week because Andrew has become such a wanted partner. And I want to play with him, frankly. So, Andrew, thank you very much for agreeing to be interviewed. I'm a little bit nervous, actually, about doing this interview because you're the youngest person that I've ever interviewed by a long shot. Have you listened to any of our Setting Trick podcasts?
Not yet.
Not yet? Do you have a favorite bridge player?
My favorite bridge player is Brian.
Brian Zhang?
Yeah.
Is he your regular partner?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a little bit older than you are, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a little older than me.
And how did you two start playing together?
We started playing together when we first started together.
So he was like a newcomer to the Silicon Valley pizza party at the same time that you were?
He started playing at the same time as me.
And do you think that you get good results against some opponents because they think you're so cute?
No.
Now, if you played with your favorite partner against your parents, who do you think would win? You and your partner or your parents?
My parents.
Your parents are better than you and your favorite partner?
Yeah.
What do you think would be a good question for me to ask you?
I don't know. Good question.
I tell you what, Andrew, I think you are adorable. Oh my goodness. I really appreciate your sitting here with me for this interview. I'm intimidated by you.
Can I help?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I did ask Andrew, I told him about this interview. I said that, someone who made a movie, Double Dummy, I forwarded him the link for Double Dummy. He really liked the movie. Then I told him someone who actually made this movie would like to interview you. And would you like to have this opportunity? And he said yes. And then he asked me what kind of questions are they going to ask. I just said probably more about you and how you get into bridge. And I actually don't know what they're going to ask, but just be yourself. And that's what I told him. So he didn't really sort of, prepare for those questions, but he did say that he'd like to have this opportunity. So a few things that maybe I think that, maybe we can ask a different way to see if he can elaborate.
Andrew, what grade are you in right now?
I'm in 3rd grade right now.
And are you going to school on the computer or are you going to regular school?
I go on the computer.
Do you play bridge every day?
No.
No? Have you played bridge today?
Not yet.
What do you like about bridge?
I like the clear play because you can control 2 hands and you don't have to keep track of as many things as defense and bidding.
Do you ever like to double the opponents when they bid too much?
Yeah.
What's the best score you've ever gotten when you doubled the opponents because they bid too much?
2,000.
2,000? What was the event that you were playing in when you got 2,000?
I forgot.
You forgot. Do you remember what your trump holding was when you doubled them to get 2,000?
No.
No. Do you remember who you were playing with?
I think it's in one of your USBF training, I think, if I remember correctly.
I heard originally that when Michael gave me his research on you, Andrew, he said that you were not old enough to be in the USBF training. So it must have been just recently that they invited you. What was that? How did you learn that they were inviting you to participate in the USBF training?
He gave me email.
And you have your own email address?
Yeah.
Wow. As an 8-year-old. That's pretty cool. Like email didn't even exist when I was 8 years old, Andrew. There was no such thing as email.
Yeah, so every time he logs in, I got notified to the point that it becomes a little bit annoying. I got notified, Andrew, who is a minor, logged onto this email account, and we are just letting you know as a parent. And he checks email a lot.
Andrew, where do you have your email account? Is it a Gmail account?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you email with your friends? Is that how you keep in touch with your friends?
I usually do it on Hangouts.
On Hangouts. So you get together in Hangouts. Do you have friends that are in 3rd grade that play bridge too?
No. No one at my school.
Wow. What's it like being the youngest life master?
Good, I guess.
I read that you and Charlie won the 99er pairs event at the San Mateo sectional. And that was when you decided to go for youngest life master.
Yeah.
So can you tell me like what your thinking process was that you decided you wanted to go for youngest life master?
Because I was really young and I liked the game.
How many master points did you have at the time when you made that decision?
Around 100.
Wow. And how does it feel? Like, have you talked to Adam Kaplan or Richard Jang or any of the other youngest life masters?
No.
You know, there's a tradition that I learned about where the youngest life master, the previous youngest life master, likes to help the next one get it. There was 2 brothers that were youngest life master, and Joel Wooldridge was in between the 2 of them. And Joel's one of the best players in the world. And so I think it was the Gershman brothers. And so one of them helped Joel break the record, and then Joel helped the next one break the record. Have you played with Zach Garrison?
No.
Have you talked to him since you broke his record?
No.
We should facilitate that. We should get him. We should send an email introducing you to. I don't know Zach, but Richard Jang is in our film Double Dummy, who was the youngest life master before Zach, and Adam Kaplan was before Richard. Like Adam Kaplan was the reason that I made the movie because I was so impressed with him when I met him at a tournament. I was like, this kid is really impressive, and he was 16 at the time.
I think that Andrew probably would have had a chance to meet these guys if it were not because of COVID-19. And then, he planned to attend the Summer National, where I think he would likely run into at least one of them. I personally had run into all of them before at the Nationals, but Andrew just attended the 2 Nationals before that. One is last year at Las Vegas. That was his first National. And then another one was in San Francisco for last year. That was only because it was local to us. I think part of the reason was that maybe these young kids, well, older than Andrew, of course, but still young to my standard, they may not live locally, I think. Andrew did get lots of help from local players. Maybe, Andrew, you can name a few of those players that helped you. For example, I think tonight you are going to play with someone, right?
Kevin Rosenberg, Brian Zhang, Kaden G, Brandon G, Charlie, Dad, and Mom.
Does your brother get upset that you get all the attention for being youngest life master? And
I don't think so.
He's a good brother then. So are you playing with Kevin Rosenberg tonight or another Kevin?
Kevin Rosenberg.
What is the event that you're playing in?
Doubleton.
It's a Palo Alto bridge club game on Wednesday evenings called Doubleton.
Doubleton? Oh, but I can't watch it probably because it's a club game.
Kevin helped him a lot.
How did Kevin help you?
He taught me.
Did he teach you to overcall with a 3-card major?
No.
With a 2-card major?
No.
Did he teach you to make a lead directing double with 3 small?
No.
What did he teach you? Did he teach you to play that 4 no trump was just regular, just asking for aces and not key cards?
No.
It's too bad that we don't have video of this session because Andrew, you're like the cutest thing. Unfortunately, it's just an audio recording that we have because I think that people would really like. I mean, you're melting. You're so cute, bud.
Andrew sounded so serious when he said no. Yeah. So Kevin, there was a period of time that Kevin played with Andrew regularly on a weekly basis. And then after each of those games, he reviewed those hands card by card with him. Wow. So I think that helped a lot.
I pay Kevin a lot of money to do that for me.
Hey, you got that for free, Andrew.
Do you have to pay him, Andrew?
No.
You did?
Kevin even insisted paying his own game fee.
Oh my gosh.
Now you're jealous, Joe.
He's a cool kid. He's a really good player too, man. It's fun. He is fun to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your partner for the USBF junior program?
A lot of people. We keep on switching.
I think it's cool that you've got friends like Olivia Shireson. She's 14 years old and you guys are playing bridge together, like you're only 8. Like, I think that's really neat that it's such a diverse group of ages because like 1 year is a big difference in that age. At least when I was a kid, it was a big deal to be a couple years younger like that.
Yeah, he learned quite a lot from the older ones. And there are multiple. Olivia is about 14 years old. And then Kevin is I think Kevin is 12 now. And Charlie will turn to 11 very soon. And Brian is 9 years old. Well, maybe 10 years old now, I think. So, was 9 years old. Time flies. So Andrew almost got the entire spectrum of different ages of bigger brothers and sisters, I think.
Andrew, if you and I were going to play an event on bridge base, like starting in 10 minutes, what would we discuss?
Bidding and defense.
So, like, we would play weak no trump?
No.
Strong no trump?
Yeah.
14 to 16 or 15 to 17?
15 to 17.
Okay. We play Stamen?
Yeah.
Transfers?
Yeah.
What's 2 spades? Is it size ask?
No, it's transfer to 3 clubs.
Transfer to 3 clubs? What's 2 no trump over 1 no trump?
Invitational.
Invitational. Okay. And 3 level over 1 no?
3 clubs is transfer to diamonds. 3 diamonds is minors game forcing. 3 hearts is singleton heart, 3 spades, and 4 5 in the minors. Spades is 1 spade, 3 hearts, 4 5 in the minors.
Do you and Kevin play 0-3-1-4 or 1-4-3-0?
1-4-3-0.
I know his dad likes to play 1-4-3-0. What do you like to play over there, no trump?
What no trump?
The defense over there when no trump open.
Landy.
So 2 clubs is majors.
Yeah, and then the rest are natural.
Yeah. I really appreciate, Andrew, you making the time to talk to me. I got to tell you, I'm excited to have such a young player in the bridge world. I saw you in San Francisco a couple of times with your little group. It's really exciting to have somebody so young playing. You're a great ambassador for bridge. Do you know what that means? You know what an ambassador is?
No.
As an example for why people might want to play bridge. We're really lucky to have you, and it seems like your dad and mom and your brother really support you in that.
An ambassador is also a person who have goodwill to the others. So ambassador of bridge means that who can show that bridge is a good thing to other people.
Andrew, what would you be doing if you weren't on this interview with me?
I don't know.
I've got
Would you
some
be doing some
questions for your
schoolwork?
dad. Do you want to stick around or?
Do you want to stick around? And John wants to have a few questions for me now.
Stick around.
Stick around. Okay.
Stick around? Okay, cool. Steve, when did you move from China to the States?
Oh, that was about more than 20 years ago. I first came to Ohio State University to study my graduate degrees, electrical engineering. And then I moved to San Jose. I found a job in San Jose and have been here since then. So that was 1996 that I moved to Silicon Valley.
And did you already know how to play bridge when you moved to the US?
Not really. I knew some very basic rules. I can probably play something equivalent to like a mini bridge. I started seriously learning bridge around 1999. I first learned duplicate bridge from OK Bridge, another online bridge program at that time. And then in year 2000, I joined ACBL.
And what was the impetus that got you on OK Bridge?
Actually, I don't remember. I think that some of my graduate school classmates were doing this OK Bridge. So I just happened to come across and I then tried out by myself.
And I understand that your wife plays. Did you two meet through bridge?
Sort of, yes. So at that time, I just learned bridge about less than a year. That was year 1999. Went back to China for vacation. And then she was playing in one of the bridge clubs there. She was on the youth women's team in China at that time. At that time, those are, young female bridge players. So I was interested in checking them out.
So when you guys play as a family, do you cut for partners or do you play like Andrew and his brother against the parents?
Me and brother against parents.
And when you play, do you play on a computer or do you deal out the cards?
Have the card.
Do you do rubber bridge scoring or how do you score?
We don't score.
Yeah, score is pretty much rubber based because we didn't have any comparison. But mainly this is like a practice game for the kids. So after each hand, we just went over the hand again and tell them how the bidding and play is supposed to be. Of course, one sort of shortcoming is that you don't know whether this is winning or losing because there's no comparison. So this is more like a practice for them. And sometimes we get help from other friends to have a team game, and that will be played online.
And how often do you guys play like around the kitchen table bridge at your house?
I think maybe like twice a week. Is that right, Andrew? Around?
Yeah. Once or twice.
Once or twice a week. We used to play more, but then Andrew quickly became more sort of wanted from other players. So he got more games to play. He got those Reynolds monthly KO that people want to form a team with him. They didn't really last very, very far, in those games. But I think it was good experience for him to play in this high-level event. And also they have multiple junior league games. Yeah. So these days we got less chance to actually have time for only four of us to play in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's there's this team game online. It's called the Reynolds. No, not Reynolds. It's called the Schaefer game that Walt Schaefer organizes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys played in that?
No, not in that, but maybe we should try that out as well.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah, I certainly heard about it.
I got to play with Bob Hammond for the first time.
Cool.
In that. So that was pretty cool for me.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, do you read any bridge books?
Do you read any bridge books, Andrew?
Yeah.
Like are you reading a bridge book right now?
I kind of read it. I kind of read.
Which book?
Eddie Cantor teaches advanced bridge defense.
Yeah, so this is Andrew mentioned that there was defense lesson I was giving to. Actually, it was just not just giving to him. I was giving this to a group of kids, including him, Charlie, Brian, Olivia. Those his partners and teammates as well. The material coming from that book. There was an entire chapter called "Doubling for the Lead." That was what Andrew was talking about.
Andrew, I saw that you had a bidding problem that you posted on Bridge Winners. You have two little spades, ace fourth of hearts, and ace king queen seventh of clubs. Do you remember the hand?
Yeah.
And you bid one club, and they overcalled one diamond, and your partner bid one spade, and your right hand opponent bid two diamonds, and you bid three diamonds, and your partner bid three hearts. What did you bid over three hearts?
I think I bid something like 4 clubs or 5 clubs.
How many tricks could you take in hearts or clubs?
A lot.
Do you play any other games, like any other video games, or what video games do you like to play?
Brawl Stars and Among Us.
I don't know that one.
Those are actually two. One is Brawl Stars, one is Among Us.
Ah. So do you play more bridge or do you play more of the other games?
More of the other games this week.
Because you don't have school this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd really love to play as your partner or in a match as your teammates sometime, Andrew. I think that would be a lot of fun. See what I've seen on Bridge Winners that you're a pretty good player. I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
Would you like to have John as a partner?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But he has to behave, right?
If you double for the lead and I don't lead the suit, will you get mad at me?
No.
You promise?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you're the cutest thing. What do they say to you when you come to the table and it's like some older people? What do they normally say to you?
I don't know. I forgot.
Do they say it's so nice to see young people playing bridge?
Yeah. Something like that.
Most of them do. I think Andrew was too focused on the cards at that time. He didn't hear it. I think most people would say it's good to see young kids playing bridge. Most of people, I think they were amazed at how young he was. And people ask questions like, how old are you? Which grade are you? He had pretty much had to answer those questions like at least 5 times a session. Yeah, almost every time.
Andrew, how tall are you?
I don't know.
How tall? What was the question?
How tall?
How tall? You don't know how tall you are?
3 feet something, I think.
3 feet? I think you're taller than that.
3 feet something. Inches. Not 4 feet yet.
Not 4 feet yet? Okay.
At what point did people start being like, instead of being just this cute kid, they're like, man, I can't believe he did that. You know, like, I can't believe he made that good play against us. Like, when did that, or has that started? I mean, it seems like that would be happening.
Yeah, I think it's already started happening. I think at least earlier this year, people started to notice, and people were, instead of asking how old he was, people were asking how many master points do you have already?
It's kind of a shame that all the bridge is being played virtually right now, because people, like, when you're playing against Andrew, they don't necessarily, get to see like how young he is, and like that. A lot of the shock of like having such a good player who's not even 4 feet tall, like it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, the online bridge lost some of the social aspects of bridge, I think. It has its own merit. You could play bridge anytime from the convenience of your home, and you don't have to travel. So those are all the good things. But I do miss the social aspect of it as well. So hopefully things will get back to normal sometime early next year.
Yeah. You think that we'll have in-person? When do you think the next in-person NABC will be?
I think it will likely be next summer. Spring, I think officially ACBL hasn't canceled it yet, but I'm not too optimistic about it. Yeah,
it seems hard. It seems like a stretch. I'd really like to premiere the new version of Double Dummy just before the St. Louis NABC is supposed to take place, but
I see.
I don't think it's going to happen. Like, I think there would be a lot of anticipation if for the first like national tournament, in how, since we've taken off. But I don't think it's gonna.
Well, I was thinking a good way, if the first in-person national will be next summer, this means you've got more time.
That's true. That's true. Andrew, I was talking to your dad. I was telling him that I read this article. We're working with a story consultant for our film, and the story consultant was suggesting like thinking differently about who would be a narrator. Do you know what a narrator is? Have you ever watched a movie that has a narrator?
Yeah.
I read this article and I thought, you know who would be a really interesting person to narrate our film?
No.
You.
Are you shocked, Andrew?
Not really.
Okay.
Like in the film currently, right now, it says, so the opening of the film is the definition of double dummy. And do you know what, like, how would you define the term declarer to somebody who doesn't play bridge?
Somebody who declares somebody who plays a hand controlling like two hands, your hand and the dummy. Like the dummy doesn't really play anything himself.
Right. Yeah. One of the things that's challenging as a filmmaker is that bridge is a pretty complicated game, and having an 8-year-old do the narration could like be pretty like, oh wow. So anyway, I had some fun thinking about that.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you make people think that, hey, an 8-year-old can know all these stuff and can narrate this quite nicely, then maybe people wouldn't be so intimidated about this game.
Totally. Right. Yeah. That's exactly what I was trying to say, is like that it would take a lot of the intimidation to value out. Although I think it would be a mistake to think that Andrew's not a shark. What's something that's really nice that Kevin what's something nice that Kevin Rosenberg has said to you about a hand that you played or a bid that you made or something?
Did Kevin say nice thing about you after the game or after the hand?
He said I played well. I guess.
Yeah, that sounds like Kevin. I mean, Kevin is not personality-wise. Kevin is not very talkative from what I learned. So when Kevin says well played or you did well, he really meant it.
He really means it.
Yeah.
Do you guys speak? English, or what language do you all speak at home?
English and Chinese.
Yeah. So the deal is that he speaks Chinese to us parents, but he almost speaks exclusively English to his brother. Two of them were just communicated almost exclusively. Yeah, we try to get them to also speak more Chinese because I think that being bilingual also has some advantage for their future life. They do take some Chinese classes here and there, also online. Yeah, but still, when he is with his brother, I guess that English is too convenient for them. I think, which is not a bad thing. Yeah.
Where in China are you from originally, Steve?
I'm from Shanghai, and so is my wife.
That's the first place I went in China.
Oh.
No, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Shanghai Airport. It was very hot.
Airport. Yeah.
It was August. It was very hot.
Oh no, the weather there is especially we're all spoiled living in the San Francisco Bay Area. So,
have you been to Taisong? Am I saying? I don't know if I'm saying it right. Taicang.
Cang. Oh yeah, so that one is actually very close to Shanghai.
Yeah.
Yes. It's almost next to it. I didn't go there to play bridge, but I've been in that city a couple of times before. That was before I came to the US.
Are your parents still in China?
Yes.
How often do you all go back to China?
Well, as often as I can. Usually, I try to go back once a year. I haven't been able to go back this year, and I don't think I would be. But usually, yeah, it's once a year.
Well, I tell you what, I really appreciate both your patience. Andrew,
thank you for giving us this opportunity.
It's really sweet to have an ambassador for bridge like you. I'm really grateful to you and your dad for talking to me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
You got a great smile, buddy. And it's really sweet. It seems like your dad maybe holding your hand a little bit to kind of like comfort you. Is that no?
Well, sometimes not really. He's mostly standing on his own.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, it's been really sweet to spend this time with you guys.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.
Bucky, I'll see you on Bridge Base. This conversation with Andrew is the first in a series. We are going to be interviewing all of the living youngest ever Life Masters, and we're about halfway through that project, inspired by Andrew and his astounding achievement as an 8-year-old. This podcast was started really as a means of sharing our film Double Dummy with the world. The goal of Double Dummy is to introduce a new generation of players to Bridge. And so it's great to see somebody like Andrew break the record by more than a year. Andrew's really a credit to his parents and his family and Silicon Valley Youth Bridge, who the original president, Debbie Rosenberg, introduced me to the Chen. So thank you, Debbie, for that. And thank you to Civi for doing such great things and really being the standard for introducing young people to the game.